students who may not otherwise feel like they're going to be successful after high school and give them an opportunity to be successful.
I was one of 5 children. To my parents, my dad was a staff sergeant in the Air Force. My mom came from East Germany. My mom did not know the language very well, so she was of little help to me with schoolwork. She tried, but she just couldn't. Raising 5 kids on a staff sergeant's income required my dad to have 2 to 3 jobs. And because he was at home, I couldn't get help from him. So I was in elementary school. Can't remember if it was 3rd or 5th grade, but I remember the teacher, Mr. Candelaria. He assigned a science project, and I felt defeated because A, my parents could not afford the supplies that was needed, and I didn't have any help. I could do the best I can at home on my own, but I didn't have the help from my parents. Through no fault of their own, they just weren't available and able to do that. So I went to school, and Mr. Candelaria called myself and 2 other students to the back counter and said, I've got a list of science projects. I want you to pick one. Your supplies are here on the back counter. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I walked to my desk, and he said, Nardi Lutko, get back over here. I'm not doing it for you. You're going to do it, but I'm here to help you. And right there, I met the teacher that I was going to someday be. That teacher who believes, that teacher who understands the circumstances that I came from, but did not allow me to use it as an excuse. He provided the resources that I needed to be successful.
I entered the teaching profession a little later in life. It was not something I had considered as a younger student. When I went to college, I was a studio artist candidate, BFA candidate, and rolling along that path, I was lucky to meet some individuals who were instrumental in putting me on the path to being a teacher. They worked with foster children that required additional scaffolding and support. They were considered therapeutic foster parents, and they engaged me as a respite worker for those therapeutic foster parents. And it introduced me to working with teens. And that engaged me with young adults and made me realize that I wanted something more out of my life, something that was a little bit more fulfilling than just working in my art. Instead, sharing that as an avenue for expression and change and giving kids a voice. So my direction changed, and I went back to college after a 6-year hiatus and got my teaching degree at App State and landed in Currituck. Haven't looked back since.
I originally got my start at teaching as a senior in high school. I had a very unique opportunity. My favorite teacher in high school, Mr. McDowell, he was a history teacher and our leadership teacher. He allowed me to teach his leadership class as a student teacher. And I'd taken his class freshman year, sophomore year, and junior year, and he was like, you've taken this class so many times, like you could teach it if you want to. And I was like, really? And he said, absolutely. So I got my first experience of teaching, and that's kind of when I knew I wanted to be a teacher. And it was unique in the sense of I wasn't teaching a curriculum. I was literally teaching like the 7 habits and talking to young people my age about what it means to be a good person, what it means to be a leader. And I try to instill that in my students every day. Like, these are the qualities we need to be good people. And so I got my start in elementary education with a focus in math, but I kind of felt like something was missing. I knew that I had a calling to kind of go a little higher with my age of students. So I landed in middle school, and I definitely found my niche. Like, I think it takes a unique person to teach middle school students. They have quite the personality. They are wild, but they are also still kids.
Happy Friday to everyone, and congratulations to all of the North Carolina District Teachers of the Year. My name is Ken Reynolds, and I am the Executive Director of the Bojangles Foundation. On behalf of our board members and over 7,500 Bojangles team members, we congratulate you for your achievements. Bojangles appreciates everything that you're doing in and out of the classroom to encourage, motivate, and care for students and families in your district. You are grooming our future leaders and workforce. Thank you for all your commitment to education. It's bow time for teachers.
Since 1979, Go Global NC has been delivering transformative global leadership programs and trainings to connect North Carolina and the world. Our innovative programs for teachers, policy, and business leaders empower North Carolina with the skills, understanding, connections, and knowledge to succeed in the global community. In honor of all that you do for our students, Go Global NC is proud to offer this year's North Carolina Teacher of the Year, the Carolyn Hunt Teacher Endowment Award, to join us on next year's Global Teachers Professional Development Program. You are part of a proud tradition. Since the mid-1990s, Go Global NC has taken more than 1,100 North Carolina educators on short-term immersion programs in 18 different countries. They return energized and equipped to help bring the world to North Carolina classrooms. Teachers from all grade levels and all subject areas use their professional development experiences with us to ignite in their students a curiosity about the world and develop the knowledge, skills, and attitudes to communicate, collaborate, and compete in an increasingly interconnected world. We are delighted that this award will allow our next North Carolina Teacher of the Year to join us on next year's learning journey.
I believe that to be a successful teacher, we're going to do what's best for the kids in this classroom this day and teach them as a whole individual to be successful, not just to pass a test or get a good grade or move on to the next grade level.
I believe that every student should have the opportunity to have an amazing education, but on top of that, that they should feel safe, loved, cared for, and that they can learn things that need to be applicable to their real life.
I believe that each student in my class has a voice and has a story. I want my classroom to be a safe place for them. I want them to be heard, but also I believe that all students can learn at really high levels, but for that learning to happen, they're going to have to take risks.
I believe connection comes before curriculum. It's so important that we make that relationship with the students. That's what's going to keep them in the seat.
I believe that we are a society's safety net. I want to make sure that my students are best equipped to have a good chance at a successful future.
I believe cooperative learning is vital. The students need to talk. They respect one another and they support one another, and that builds a culture, a safe place for my students to make a mistake.
I believe that we need to create incredible stakeholder-driven learning communities that target what our students need in developing their potential.
I truly believe that if we are able to take the important characteristics of what makes a good person and apply it into the classroom that we have and share that relevance that says education is important and you need it in this world.
For the past 25 years, the Burroughs Wellcome Fund has championed educational efforts in North Carolina through investments in STEM education. We've committed more than $100 million to changing the lives of students and teachers across our state. Our programs provide enrichment opportunities, deepen relationships, and foster innovative learning across STEM frontiers. Join our network of educators, students, and grant recipients in a love of learning. To share in our mission, visit bwfund.org today.
Educators are at the heart of our society, working tirelessly to shape the future with their students. That's why at Equitable, we want to support educators holistically, thinking beyond finances to improve the environment where education happens. We know that supporting students supports educators too. We grant hundreds of educational scholarships each year and provide college access workshops for your students. We believe those who devote themselves to preparing the next generation for success deserve all-around well-being at work and throughout their whole lives. We are dedicated to delivering on the promises we make to our clients and making a meaningful impact as a force for good. Our mission is to help our clients secure financial well-being so they may enjoy long and fulfilling lives.
so thankful that Lenovo invested in me and my fellow teachers. I think we're at a point in public education where students and teachers need greater championing for greater resources, access, and to be better equipped for the challenges and the opportunities of the 21st century. I've been really excited to hear how open, equal, and equitable access to these tools is at the heart of what Lenovo is working on, and that's really exciting. As someone who teaches here in the heart of the Triangle, but who is a student in a small rural school district, understanding that there are corporate partners like Lenovo who are cognizant of that and are trying to build technologies that bridge that gap for all students.
We're working to increase access to healthy meals for children. No one understands better than teachers that students cannot learn if they're hungry. We hope this Teacher of the Year cohort will help others recognize the connection.
Hi everybody, I'm Jeff Gravely and I am honored to represent NC State Athletics in support of the Teacher of the Year nominees. Congratulations to each of you for your hard work and dedication that has brought you here today. You know, it takes a certain mindset and commitment to be successful as an educator. Values such as trust, accountability, passion, and empathy are our 4 pillars for NC State Athletics. That, combined with our university challenge of Think and Do, gives us a platform to help shape the next generation of our community. I cannot think of a better partnership than one that supports you, the educators who live out this mission day in and day out. NC State Athletics is privileged to be a sponsor of the Burroughs Wellcome Fund North Carolina Teacher of the Year ceremony, and we offer our sincere congratulations to everyone nominated. We look forward to honoring you and celebrating your achievements.
Happy Friday to everyone, and congratulations to all of the North Carolina District Teachers of the Year. My name is Ken Reynolds, and I am the Executive Director of the Bojangles Foundation. On behalf of our board members and over 7,500 Bojangles team members, we congratulate you for your achievements. Bojangles appreciates everything that you're doing in and out of the classroom to encourage, motivate, and care for students and families in your district. You are grooming our future leaders and workforce. Thank you for all your commitment to education. It's bow time for teachers.
Since 1979, Go Global NC has been delivering transformative global leadership programs and trainings to connect North Carolina and the world. Our innovative programs for teachers, policy, and business leaders empower North Carolina with the skills, understanding, connections, and knowledge to succeed in the global community. In honor of all that you do for our students, Go Global NC is proud to offer this year's North Carolina Teacher of the Year, the Carolyn Hunt Teacher Endowment Award, to join us on next year's Global Teachers Professional Development Program. You are part of a proud tradition. Since the mid-1990s, Go Global NC has taken more than 1,100 North Carolina educators on short-term immersion programs in 18 different countries. They return energized and equipped to help bring the world to North Carolina classrooms. Teachers from all grade levels and all subject areas use their professional development experiences with us to ignite in their students a curiosity about the world and develop the knowledge, skills, and attitudes to communicate, collaborate, and compete in an increasingly interconnected world. We are delighted that this award will allow our next North Carolina Teacher of the Year to join us on next year's learning journey.
Hi everybody, Governor Roy Cooper here. I'm glad to join you today to recognize some of North Carolina's most amazing teachers. Congratulations to our Regional Teachers of the Year. Like many of you, my mom was a public school teacher. And like many of you, she made a difference in the lives of so many students. I still hear from them. Because I want us to celebrate them and invest more in them, I've declared 2024 as the Year of Public Schools in North Carolina. I've visited schools across the state, and I've seen firsthand all of the amazing things that are happening there. Last year, we saw some of the highest graduation rates in our state.
Good afternoon. I'm Elizabeth Santamore, North Carolina Department of Public Instruction's Educator Recognition Coordinator. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 2024 Burroughs Wellcome Fund North Carolina Teacher of the Year announcement ceremony. This year, we're excited to have the continued support from Equitable Advisors and PBS North Carolina, making it possible to live stream today's ceremony on NC Department of Public Instruction's YouTube and Facebook pages. This live stream provides an excellent opportunity to school districts to support their regional finalists and allows members of the education community to join us live in celebrating the remarkable achievements of these outstanding finalists. Today, we are here to shine a light on the amazing work happening in North Carolina public schools every day. To our 9 finalists, you consistently provide those around you with invaluable contributions: knowledge, guidance, confidence, support, stability, love, and a pathway to success. Would all 9 finalists please stand? Let's extend a warm round of applause to the 2024 North Carolina Teachers of the Year. Today is indeed a wonderful day, and we are incredibly proud of each of you, to the point that it makes me emotional. This day is made possible by our incredible program sponsors, who serve as valuable partners in supporting our program. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge and express gratitude to them. The Burroughs Wellcome Fund, named sponsor of the Teacher of the Year program, ensures we are able to host this esteemed event honoring the Teachers of the Year. Equitable generously supports the live stream of this program, enabling family and friends to tune into the ceremony. We would like to thank our sponsors Bojangles, Carolina Hunger Initiative, Digital Learning Initiative, Go Global NC, Lenovo, and NC State Athletics. For their generous support in providing access to professional development, classroom materials, technology resources, recognition opportunities, and a network of support. At this time, I would like to invite all program sponsors to stand so we can thank you for your contributions. I want to take a moment to thank our state selection team for their commitment and dedication to this process throughout the last several months. Thank you, Lisa Godwin, our 2017 North Carolina Teacher of the Year, Cindy Rigsby, our 2008 North Carolina Teacher of the Year and National Finalist, State Superintendent Catherine Truitt, and Yona Wade, Head of Training and Development, Cherokee Indian Hospital Authority. At this time, I would invite our selection team members in attendance to stand so that we can thank you for your dedication and time. We have some special guests with us today whom I'd like to acknowledge. I am thrilled to welcome the 2024 NC Virtual Public Schools Teacher of the Year, Ann Spencer. Additionally, we have the 2023 and 2024 NCAT Empower NC Beginning Teachers of the Year, Abigail Bentley from Haywood County Schools and Natalia Mejia from Cabarrus County Schools. I invite these guests to please stand so we can congratulate you on your remarkable impact and success. Thank you. This program is built on the legacy of those who have paved the way before us. We are honored to have past North Carolina Teachers of the Year present with us today. North Carolina Teachers of the Year, please arise and remain standing as I call your name. Audience, kindly reserve your applause until all Teachers of the Year have been called. 2005, Dr. 2000, National Finalist. 2017, Lisa Godwin. 2018, Freebird McKinney, Aya Morris, Maureen Stover, National Finalist, 2, Leah Carper, and 2023, Kimberly Jones. Finally, I want to everyone at the Department of Public Instruction who supported this program. While it would be everyone individually, please know that I am thankful for the hard work and ongoing support of educators. Thank you for all of your wonderful celebration of North Carolina teachers. Now it is my pleasure to welcome Mr. Alan Duncan, Vice Chair of the State Board of Education, to the stage. He will extend greetings on behalf of the State Board.
Good afternoon. It is always a privilege to be in the presence of greatness. It's a real privilege to be in a room full of great educators, both past and present. That makes today a real blessing for all of us, as we are here to honor the 2024 North Carolina Teacher of the Year regional finalists, each and every one of you, and also to announce the 2024 North Carolina Burroughs Wellcome Fund Teacher of the Year. I bring greetings from the North Carolina State Board of Education. We have two other board members who are present, Jill Kamnitz and Caddy Moore, and I would ask them to please stand. Both are outstanding public servants who care deeply about the education of our students in North Carolina. I know every member of the State Board would agree that it has been our pleasure to work with 2022 North Carolina Teacher of the Year, Leah Carper, as well as the 2023 North Carolina Teacher of the Year, Kim Jones. These two distinguished educators have provided the board with invaluable insights and guidance from their own experience that has helped inform our discussions about education policy and practice. They are smart, committed, and talented professionals and represent the highest caliber of North Carolina's teaching professionals. They are thoughtful and candid, very candid. They do not hold back. They take seriously influencing policy to inform practice, and we listen, and we listen. We are incredibly fortunate to have them as advisors to the State Board. Reflect for a moment on your teachers and what they have meant to you as you move forward in your life. For everyone in this room, there are memories that come to mind of specific teachers who were instrumental in the development of who you are today. Often, many, many teachers come to mind. The State Board's vision is for every public school student to have access to equitable resource and rigor, and that they will graduate ready for post-secondary education or be career ready as a globally engaged and productive citizen. One of our key goals to achieve that vision focuses squarely on the educational professionals in our classrooms. It is the key lever for success for students. Simply, we know that every student every day must have excellent teachers. Teachers who are caring, teachers who are creative, teachers who are leaders among their colleagues and in their schools, teachers like the 9 seated here today. We recognize that this vision can only become a reality through the approximately 100,000 public school teachers across North Carolina who work tirelessly and make countless sacrifices for the benefits of their students. Where would we be without them? The 9 teachers who we are celebrating today exemplify the kind of teachers we would all love for our own children. These 9 teachers hold their students to high expectations, but make sure that their students have the support to reach those high expectations. They take risks to improve teaching and learning. They love learning themselves, which their students cannot help but notice. The students of these teachers know that their teachers care about them. What's the old and wise adage? That students do not care what you know until they know that you care. It applies to all of these teachers. to each of you, your students do not just know that you care, but also know just how much you care. You are role models for your students, your peers, and all of us North Carolinians. Congratulations to each one of you on this tremendous accomplishment. It is true that teachers cannot be recognized or praised enough for the critical role they play in shaping the future of their communities, our state, and our nation. The State Board admires and respects all of our teachers. We all should. To all educators here today, thank you, thank you, thank you. So while only one educator today will earn the title of the 2024 Burroughs Wellcome Fund Teacher of the Year, please know that the State Board of Education appreciates and applauds equally all of today's honorees, as well as all educators in North Carolina who work so hard to give students the knowledge, skills, and confidence to succeed. We are blessed, and we need to know that and appreciate that fact. It is now my honor to introduce Alfred Mays, a distinguished leader and advocate in the field of education. Today, Mr. Mays will come forth and formally bring remarks on behalf of Burroughs Wellcome Fund, who we thank for their sponsorship of this wonderful event. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. This is one of the great days of the year.
Good afternoon. Yet again, the Burroughs Wellcome Fund is honored and grateful to be the naming sponsor and included in this special North Carolina Teacher of the Year recognition ceremony. This is one of Burroughs Wellcome Fund's cherished sponsored events. On behalf of Dr. Muglia, our president, our BWF Board of Directors, and our education team, I want to start by expressing our appreciation and respect for the profession that makes all other professions possible. Never has the impact on our children, communities, and society been more critical. The Burroughs Wellcome Fund has a unique, long, and steadfast relationship with North Carolina's public education system. Moreover, we have a strong commitment to embracing diversity of students, teachers, and administrators. We have not only enjoyed the celebration of our wonderful North Carolina teachers, but the opportunity to interact subsequently with the team throughout the year. We seek to support them, to engage them, and to empower them through further collaboration across all of our networks. North Carolina has exceptional teachers, and this dedication and decision for North Carolina is always a difficult one. There are so many worthy recipients, and each Regional Teacher of the Year is already a winner. We join with everyone here today in celebrating all of these individuals and the exceptional educator that has garnered this distinction. There is no endeavor more important in our society than recognizing these unsung heroes and supporting their efforts in teaching and learning. Each year, the Burroughs Wellcome Fund makes approximately $7.2 million in grant awards to support public education and diversity. This includes our Promoting Innovation in Science and Math grant awards to supporting professional development and the purchase of equipment, materials, and supplies, and our Career Award for STEM teachers, a grant of $175,000 over 5 years. We look forward to working with the 2024 North Carolina Teacher of the Year and the team of finalists as they continue to have the great impact on student outcomes and success. Congratulations to the 2024 team. I now have the pleasure to introduce Ms. Kimberly Jones, the 2023 Burroughs Wellcome Fund North Carolina Teacher of the Year. A veteran English teacher at Chapel Hill High School, Kimberly's dedication to fostering equitable access to advanced courses and academic success for all students has made her a true leader in our education community. Today, she will share some reflections from her year of service as North Carolina's Teacher of the Year. And every time I've seen Kimberly over the past year, she seems out of breath, so I can only imagine, Kimberly, what your schedule has been like. But now it's time for you to reflect on the year of impact that you've had. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My heart is overwhelming and overflowing with gratitude and humility as I stand before you today to reflect on the extraordinary journey that has been my tenure as the 2023 Burroughs Wellcome Fund North Carolina Teacher of the Year. It has been an honor beyond measure to serve the 1.5 million students and over 90,000 amazing teachers in our great state. This past year has been nothing short of transformative. From the mountains to the coast, I have had the privilege of visiting schools, communities, and seeing the exceptional efforts being put in daily in North Carolina's public schools. And because of those experiences, I've had the opportunity to grow as an educator and leader in the light of their excellence. All across our state, students, teachers, families, and invested community members are working together to ensure that our students receive a high-quality education that equips them with the knowledge, skills, and resources they need to build productive, principled, and purposeful futures. From elementary schools focused on the critical foundational skills of literacy and numeracy to middle schools that are guiding our students to deepen their knowledge as they move from learning to read to reading to learn, to high schools that are making the vital connections between curriculum and future careers, all while fostering the safe and successful development of our students' social and emotional learning. I've been invigorated, inspired, and at times awestruck by the hard work and dedication of teachers and students in North Carolina's public schools. I've been especially heartened by the time I've spent with future teachers and pre-service educators at the educator preparation programs across our state. I've witnessed firsthand the dedication and passion of the next generation of teachers, and I'm excited to soon call myself their colleague. From school visits and conference keynotes to community outreach and advocacy opportunities, I have been reinforced in my belief that education is the single greatest investment any society can make in its present and its future. One of the most personally fulfilling aspects of my role has been the opportunity to champion the importance of my professional passion, educational equity, and culturally relevant teaching and learning. Every child in North Carolina deserves access to an education that affirms their identity, honors their heritage, challenges their intellect, develops their gifts and talents, and empowers them to succeed and contribute to our state and our world in phenomenal and authentic ways. The beautiful diversity of our state is one of its greatest strengths and an incredible aspect to both teaching and learning. I'm grateful for the chance to have shared this message far and wide, and I'm inspired by the countless teachers who are committed to making it a reality in their classrooms every day. Thank you to Superintendent Truitt, the State Board of Education, and the outstanding team at NCDPI. You have consistently gone beyond rhetoric and into practice, elevating and heeding the voice, experience, and expertise of myself and my amazing fellow teacher and principal board advisors, Leah, Patrick, and Donna. Not only do you provide a seat at the table, you give me a mic that is turned on. And you welcome me to share my full, dynamic, authentic self and bring that to the table to provide insight, feedback, advice, and even the occasional moment of humor, grounded in my experience as a teacher, a leader, and a human being. Thank you for seeing and valuing the critical voice of educators in all that you do. I'm also eternally grateful to the incredible team of Regional Teachers of the Year who have supported, inspired, and worked alongside me throughout this journey. Together as Team 23, we have worked tirelessly to elevate the voices of teachers in our regions and across our state, to advocate for the policies and practices that prioritize the needs and achievements of all students. I've been made a better educator and a better person through the gifts of their talents and friendship. And I have every confidence that Casey, Laura, Tina, Tiffany, Rachel, Ryan, Shay, and Rachel will continue to carry out this important work as transformational educators and educational leaders far into the future. Our state is blessed to have such exceptional people serving its students, its districts, and its communities. Thank y'all for the privilege of calling myself your team member and, more importantly, your friend. Thanks also to Julie Pittman and Elizabeth Santamore for your incredible support of the TOY program and for all of the hard work, seen and unseen, that you put in to advance teacher voice, development, and leadership. Of course, none of this would have been possible without the generous support of our sponsors, whose belief in the power of public education has made my year of service possible. Your investment in the future of our state is truly commendable, and I'm grateful for your partnership in this important work. Thank you for your robust commitment to recognizing and investing in educational excellence and advocacy. As I prepare to pass the torch to the next North Carolina Teacher of the Year, I offer them this charge. Keep students, teachers, and families at the heart of your work. Always speak from the expertise of your head and the passion of your heart to advance teaching and learning for every student across our state. Know that you are never alone in this work. I and all of the esteemed teachers in the TOY family will always be here to offer support, encouragement, or just a listening ear as you continue to lead and inspire others. No one has embodied this truth better than my incredible predecessor and friend, Leah Carper. Thank you, Leah, for every phone call, text message, and listening ear you've offered as I've navigated this challenging and life-changing year. Your encouragement and support have been essential to my success in this role, and I count your friendship as a great blessing in my life. Finally, I could not end these remarks without expressing my deepest gratitude to my husband, Josh, and my stepsons, Trent and Cameron, for their unimaginable support, love, and sacrifice through this year of service. Their unwavering encouragement has sustained me through the challenges and triumphs of this journey, and I'm abundantly grateful for the gifts of their love and encouragement. In closing, let us all remember that the work of public education is not just a job. It is a calling, a sacred trust that we hold in our hands. As our state constitution so honorably charges us, the people have a right to the privilege of education, and it is the duty of the state to guard and maintain that right. Now, more than ever, when we often feel understaffed, under-resourced, and yes, sometimes even under attack, we must always approach the work with humility, compassion, and a relentless commitment to the promise of a brighter future for all through our commitment to educating every child today. There's a proverb that says children are born with their fists closed because that's where their gifts and talents reside. As they grow, their hands begin to open so that they can share those gifts with the world. May our classrooms always be spaces where every child feels safe, inspired, and encouraged to open their hands and share their gifts with the world. Thank you, North Carolina, for the honor of a lifetime. Thank you. Thank you. Now, I'm going to do like I do in my Avid classroom. We're going waterfall. Shh. Now, we will hear words of celebration for our 9 Regional Teachers of the Year from Governor Roy Cooper. Please turn your attention to the screens.
Hi, everybody. Governor Roy Cooper here. I'm glad to join you today to recognize some of North Carolina's most amazing teachers. Congratulations to our Regional Teachers of the Year. Like many of you, my mom was a public school teacher. And like many of you, she made a difference in the lives of so many students. I still hear from them. Because I want us to celebrate them and invest more in them, I've declared 2024 as the Year of Public Schools in North Carolina. I've visited schools across the state, and I've seen firsthand all of the amazing things that are happening there. Last year, we saw some of the highest graduation rates in our state's history, and public school students earned hundreds of thousands of workforce credentials. Those successes come from the hard work and dedication of our outstanding educators. But in order to attract and retain the best educators, we need to invest more in public education. We need to increase access to pre-kindergarten, raise teacher pay, and help ensure that all students get the education that our state constitution guarantees them. I also want to recognize our current Teacher of the Year, Kimberly Jones, for her outstanding work. And congratulations to our soon-to-be-named 2024 Teacher of the Year. Thank you for all the hard work you do to prepare the future of North Carolina. Have a great event, guys.
Thank you, Governor Cooper, for those important words. It's an honor to join all of you in celebrating the accomplishments of these 9 exceptional finalists this year. I'm confident that Jennifer, Rachel, Lee, Sarah, Will, Eric, Nardi, Anita, and Heather all possess a shared passion for students and a deep dedication to our profession. Now, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to our State Superintendent, Mrs. Catherine Truitt, to join me on stage as we acknowledge and honor our finalists. Finalists, it is my pleasure to introduce each of you individually. At the conclusion of your introduction, I invite you to join us on stage to receive your certificate and to take a photo with our state superintendent. Introducing Jennifer Blake, the Sandhills Region Teacher of the Year from Carthage Elementary School in Moore County Schools. Jennifer is accompanied by her parents and sister.
At a high school level, and then at this actual school. I did about 5 years here at this school, and I realized that my
colleague.
I started my career actually teaching art at a high school level, and then at this actual school. I did about 5 years here at this school, and I realized that my passion was more in the building relationships with kids than it was in necessarily even what I was teaching. and I wanted to be in the classroom more with the kids and really get a chance to get to know them. Community in my classroom is extremely important to me. That is step one in my classroom. I don't want any kid to ever come to school and be unhappy or anxious or scared in any way. It should feel like a place where they're safe and they're loved. We spend so much time, especially at the beginning of the year, getting to know one another, what our likes are, what our dislikes are, what our things that we have in common are, and what things are different, and how even though we're not the same, that's kind of what makes it so awesome. It would be so boring if we were all the same. My philosophy as a teacher, that's changed a lot over the years. Right now, I believe that to be a successful teacher, you have to do what's best for the kids, and whatever that might entail. It could be scrapping your whole lesson for the day and teaching about how we tie our shoes and what the correct way to respond to somebody is in a disagreement. It can be teaching reading and math and social studies and science. It can be stopping to talk to a random kid in the hallway and make their day better. It was a very hard process to learn that what's on my lesson plan for the day is okay if I don't get to that we're going to do what's best for the kids in this classroom this day and teach them as a whole individual to be successful, not just to pass a test or get a good grade or move on to the next grade level.
Introducing Rachel Brackney, the North Central Region Teacher of the Year from Southwest Edgecombe High School in Edgecombe County Schools. Rachel is accompanied by her best friend and 3 of her teacher besties at Southwest. Additionally, her guests include her superintendent and principal.
I want to create a classroom environment that was not one that I had growing up. I want to make sure that my students feel loved and respected and that they are special, because they are. Every single one of them is. You need to know who your students are. We need to know their likes, their dislikes, their goals and their fear. Do they need clothes? Are their basic needs being met? Are they hungry? Are they thirsty? And then from there, after we learn those things, then we want to talk about what do they want out of this class. There's this age-old thing that I get asked all the time in math class of, when are we ever going to use this? And it's because our students have this want of a purpose. They want to know that what they're doing has a reason behind it, and it's not just because somebody told them to do it. And so I think that making sure that all of your lessons in your curriculum is purposeful for a reason, and students have that buy-in behind it, you're going to get amazing results because you have built those strong relationships, you're giving them a purpose, and then you're also setting and holding them to high expectations. They are willing to do all of the work and take chances and make mistakes because we've built really positive relationships. Because of those really strong relationships and that growth mindset that we have cultivated together, we are able to see amazing results happen, years worth of growth in a very short 5 months. When I think about my teaching philosophy and everything that I do, it comes back to being the teacher that I needed.
Introducing Lee Haywood, the Charter School Teacher of the Year from Uwharrie Charter Academy Middle Grades in Asheboro, North Carolina. Lee is accompanied by her husband, father, brother, and sister-in-law. Additionally, her guests include 2 family friends and her principal.
I teach art, but I also create all the time. I'm a strong believer in practicing your craft. It's really important to me to bring my own art into the classroom and to show them what I'm working on so that they can be inspired and realize that you never stop learning. When students come into my room the first week, I tell them that everyone in my room is equal. It's definitely a room where respect is key. There's nothing more important to me than building relationships in my classroom. And I do that in a lot of ways, but the number one way is humor. I believe if you can make a kid laugh, then you can make them learn. We also do something in the art room called life lessons with Miss Haywood. What that is if something comes up during the day in their class or in my class that is something that I want to address as the whole, and if it starts to turn into a few-minute lecture, then the kids will look at me and say, life lessons with Miss Haywood. But we laugh it off, but they know that at the end of the day, it's a lesson learned and something that is going to make them a better person. I promote my students. I think it is so important that their art is seen, that it's in the hallways, that it's in galleries, exhibitions, contests, that it's on social media. Each time that happens, it grows their confidence, and we can be our own worst enemy in middle school. And at this level, they can be a really, tough critic on themselves. So seeing that I value what they've done, I recognize their hard work, is also very important to me. It's really easy to brag when I'm bragging on my kids.
Introducing Sarah Lefebvre, the Southwest Region Teacher of the Year from Health Sciences Academy at Monroe Middle School in Union County Schools. Sarah is accompanied by her husband, parents, and brother. Additionally, her guests include her superintendent, principal, and a colleague.
Middle school is very fun, but very dynamic, right? It is changing constantly. They're going through a lot. They cannot be made to do anything. You can't force them to do it, or you can't stop them from doing something without their cooperation. So the way that I get that cooperation is through positive interaction. It is not earth-shattering, right? This is not something that teachers don't already know. You're talking about the common, like the 5-to-1, positive to corrective, 4-to-1. I'm going as many positive as possible. If it's a 10-to-1, I know I'm building a relationship with them because they feel like, oh, she values me. She's glad I'm here. There's this little bit of connection happening. All students can learn at really high levels. But for that learning to happen, they're going to have to take risks, right? We know that embedded in risk-taking, there's going to be failure. Mistakes will occur. So in order to engage them in high levels of learning, it is safe to fail in this classroom. When I provide them with that environment and they feel like they can make those mistakes, then they get a little more comfortable. They become more brave. They start taking greater risks. They engage in productive struggle. They become better problem solvers. I believe they can learn at high levels, and we're going to do that through taking risks and making mistakes.
Introducing Will Mars, the Piedmont Triad Region Teacher of the Year from Davie County High School in Davie County Schools. Will is accompanied by his parents. Additionally, his guests include his principal, assistant principal, and CTE director.
My background is not in education, it's more creative. I think one of the things that is really who I am is I'm a creative at heart. I don't see education the normal way that a teacher with formal teaching education would see it. I look at it as problem solving. How can I get a student to learn this or get them from here to there or develop that relationship with them? And so it's so important that we make that relationship with the students. That's what's going to keep them in the seat. And you can do that through so many different ways. And one of the ways I do it is that first 15 seconds as they're walking in the classroom saying hey to them, being able to gauge how their day is going, looking at their demeanor, and just striking up a little bit of conversation. But more importantly is not only delivering the curriculum, but figuring out who they are as individuals. I'm really excited about the future of education. I think with what we're doing here and some of the opportunities that we are able to give students, we're really leading the way in some of the stuff that we get to do. It's an awesome time. They have so much opportunity that they get to be part of now, and I'm jealous of some of the stuff that they get to do. So I fortunately get to play with a 3D printer all the time. That's my day-to-day, but just some of the stuff that we get to do here, both in career and technical education and in their classrooms, it's not the same education that I had. And again, it's changing so much, and it's continually growing. The opportunities are there, and trying to continually grow those opportunities, that's a win all the way around.
Introducing Eric Mortensen, the Northwest Region Teacher of the Year from Watauga High School in Watauga County Schools. Eric is accompanied by his wife and mother. Additionally, his guests include his former CTE director, assistant superintendent, principal, and 2 colleagues.
I am coming into this profession from a totally different career path. After my own high school experience, I joined the Army, and I did that for a while, and then I went to a trade school and became an auto mechanic. And now here I am. 6 years ago, I decided to take a position as a teacher, and so I feel like I bring kind of a unique perspective to teaching that some of the students may not have heard from their other teachers. I don't know what teachers, and I've told them this, I don't know what teachers are supposed to treat you like, but I know how I would want to be treated if I was you. So we work together in teams, we work together as a group, and when we have failures, not if, but when there's an issue, when we've broken something, when something goes wrong, I make sure to let my students know that I have broken far more things in life than they ever will, probably, that I have made far more mistakes, and I share those stories with them. What I'm doing now is giving back. There are a lot of students in our school that don't feel like they're being represented 100%. We don't have the avenues into all these different trades, all these different options, whether it's public service, joining the military, or becoming a police officer, or going into EMS. Those are options that just don't have a lot of representation in schools. The trades, I've worked in construction, I worked in landscaping, and of course I worked as a mechanic. I'm able to talk to students who may not otherwise feel like they're going to be successful after high school and give them an opportunity to be successful. I tell them the path that I took. Now maybe that doesn't work for them exactly, but it gives them hope and it gives them a direction they may not otherwise find here at the school. I'm proud of that.
Introducing Nardi Roughton, the Southeast Region Teacher of the Year from Creekside Elementary School in Craven County Schools. Nardi is accompanied by her husband and 2 sons. Additionally, her guests include her superintendent, principal, assistant principal, and a friend.
Building a relationship in the classroom is vital. We have to build that relationship with kids and create a collaborative, safe place for students. I do that before school starts. I have some friends and family, and I ask them to sponsor a student. I just give them a number, and they buy a book for that student. They write a card to that student. They come to school, and they have a present on their desk, and it's a book from their buddy. And they are so excited to get the book, but they're more excited to read the card. And it makes them like, your friends did that for me. Another thing I do is I call every student before school starts. Not only the student, but the parents. I want the parents to know I'm here. We are partners into this. I'm partnering with the parents. We do a lot of Kagan structures. Cooperative learning is vital. The students need to talk. And if you use something in that lines, everybody's participating. It's 100% engagement. And then also they're speaking with one another. They're learning respectful talk. I have my kids saying, I respectfully disagree with you, because they respect one another and they support one another. I want to be that teacher who believes in her students, who acknowledges what the student brings to the classroom, provides resources for that student to be successful.
Introducing Anita Rubino Thomas, the Northeast Region Teacher of the Year from Currituck County High School in Currituck County Schools. Anita is accompanied by her husband and parents. Additionally, her guests include her assistant principal, a colleague, and 2 of her students.
Everything I do hinges upon those relationships I make with my students. But I genuinely care about the students. When you take the time to get to know the student individually, what are your needs? What is driving your interest? Where are you interested in going in life? And you invest in the student, they're going to invest right back with you. Then you're able to set up a culture of respect, collaboration, teamwork, and more importantly, you set up an atmosphere where students are out there to take risks. They're not afraid of failure. They understand that you take a risk, it doesn't work out like you anticipated, you reflect, you revise, and you learn. And I'm going to continue to keep going no matter what life is throwing at me in the classroom or out, and that I'm here to support them in that process. So I work not just as a guide, but as a collaborator. I love that you touched on that, because again, your perception was about power. I love that. That's not how I was perceiving that per se. I model lifelong learning for them, and I try to engage them in the process and follow me on my path as well, and tell them it's reciprocal. I learn from them just as much as I hope they're learning from me. I'm passionate about giving each child the opportunity to develop their potential and seek out what they love in life and do what they love.
Introducing Heather Smith, the Western Region Teacher of the Year from Waynesville Middle School in Haywood County Schools. Heather is accompanied by her husband, parents, and sister. Additionally, her guests include her superintendent, assistant superintendent, and a friend.
We, in this classroom, are just a small part of the world outside of us. If I can teach my students that, yes, you are going to use these concepts in math. It may not look like the formula that I've taught you, but if you know that you're going to go out in the world and have to find a missing value, how much am I going to make each month? How much do I have to spend on all of these things? Bring the relevance into the classroom to prepare our students for the outside world. The best part about math is there's 100 ways to get to one answer. I can celebrate the fact that you did it this way, and we can also celebrate the fact that somebody else did it another way. And the other thing that we do is we celebrate our failures. So we are going to celebrate when we make mistakes, because we get to work together to find the way to get to that end result. I try to get around to every kid in the classroom and ask them how they're doing. We have a lot of kids that come to us that experience things that we could never imagine. And so being able to relate to them, being able to talk to them, being able to
know them on a personal level is important in the classroom. If they see in me that I respect them, then they're going to show respect. If they see in me that I'm going to work hard and do everything I possibly can, they're going to do the same. I try my best to form the most amazing relationships possible on a level that is deeper than the classroom. Going out and watching their ball games, going out and watching them in a play, making sure that they know that they are seen, not just the hour that they're in my classroom, but every day of their life that they're at this school.
As North Carolina's state superintendent, Catherine Truitt is dedicated to enhancing the state's public schools, fostering innovation, and providing students with new opportunities to learn, grow, and succeed in their post-secondary endeavors. Now, please welcome State Superintendent Catherine Truitt as she shares some remarks and presents to you the 2024 Burroughs Wellcome Fund North Carolina Teacher of the Year.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. This has been such an incredible time, and I want to quickly just give another shout out to Julie Pittman and Elizabeth Santamore for all of their hard work to make this go as smoothly as possible, and to all of the incredible people from the Umstead who are waiting on us hand and foot today. Let's give them a round of applause. I also want to just take a minute and thank our wonderful event program and sponsors, the Burroughs Wellcome Fund, Go Global NC, Lenovo, NC State Athletics, woo-hoo! Bojangles, and the Carolina Hunger Initiative. And a special thank you to Equitable Advisors, because without them, we would not be able to live stream alongside PBS this event so that literally thousands more people across the state can see all and experience all of the wonderful things that we are today and cheer you on from afar. Sponsors, please know that your contributions make this day so meaningful to everyone involved. So I have the pleasure of introducing you all to this year's nominees for the Burroughs Wellcome Fund North Carolina Teacher of the Year. As part of the selection process, it was my honor to sit in the interviews with all 9 of these dedicated educators, and to say that I was impressed is an understatement. They represent the very best of public education across a variety of subject areas: career and technical education, art, math, STEAM, elementary education. And of course, what they have in common is that all of them go above and beyond to help their school better serve students. They have developed strong relationships with colleagues, students, and parents. They encourage their students to define their future goals and guide them towards steps to reach those goals. And so I want to share a little bit of my thoughts about each of them with you. Anita, you strive every day to meet the individual needs of students through your passion for relationships and collaboration. Your focus on community propels you to look beyond the 4 walls of the classroom, to provide as many opportunities for students as possible, because you know what education can do for a community. Heather, you are a change agent for public education, both for your colleagues and your students. Your own evolution has brought you to a place where you can see how important real-world application is in day-to-day instruction. And you've made it a priority to ensure that your students see it too. You know that students are our future, and that leaning into the positive is what will make their futures brighter. Nardi, you put students first by asking,
What can students bring or not bring to the table? You believe in the power of collaboration in order to go further with a team. And at your core is the belief that your mission is to pull potential from all students. Eric, your life as a servant leader may have started with service to our country, but now you serve your students. Your goal that every student should have access to a better life comes from a place of humility and leads you to help students see the values of hard work, community, and learning. Sarah. Where are you, Sarah? There you are. You are a listener who seeks first to understand, and the learner's mindset you display every day is always ready for the next professional development opportunity. Above all, you are driven by the little sparks of growth that ignite passion in a student, and you use this passion to help lead students to greatness. Will. You are a doer who wants to instill the same spirit of action in your students. You celebrate the many different kinds of learners who come through your classroom and are a champion for the lifelong learner, always ready to guide and support those who look to you for inspiration. Lee. You seek to bring about a rejuvenation of teaching each and every day. Professional development is front and center in your own journey, and your students are the beneficiaries of your passion for learning new things. Your ability to really hear others makes you the best kind of educator and makes you admired by your students and colleagues alike. Rachel. You recognize that there is value in failing at least once every day and are not afraid to change the status quo. You believe in the power of amazing educators, and you want students to have as many champions as possible to help unleash their extraordinary talents. Jennifer. You are all about looking at the data to share the good news of public education. You are a voice for teachers who values collective impact and connection in order to best serve students' needs, and your leadership is a beacon for beginning teachers. All of you are exceptional examples of what it means to be a truly impactful teacher. And thank you for what you do for North Carolina students. And I just want to take a minute to share a little personal anecdote with the teachers in the room. When I was in graduate school, I had a professor who lived with his parents and his grandmother was not a native English speaker. And when my professor set about to do his student teaching, every day his grandmother would say to him as he left in the morning, "Do good, do good." And he said, I didn't have the heart to tell her that that was grammatically incorrect and that what she should have said was "do well." But every day he would leave and she would say, "Do good, do good." And then he shared with us that finally, when he had his own classroom, his first teaching job, about a month in, the lightning bolt went off, and he realized that she knew exactly what she was saying. He was telling her to do good. And that's what all of you do. You do good every day, and no one in this room does good better than the 9 of you. Now, before we announce the 2024 Burroughs Wellcome North Carolina Teacher of the Year, I want to take a moment to thank our 2023 Teacher of the Year, Kimberly Jones. Kim has become a champion for North Carolina schools, not just here in North Carolina, but on the national stage. She is passionate about making sure that both students and teachers have access to the resources they need to succeed. As an English teacher, she has promoted strong literacy, and as the regional co-director for the North Carolina Council on the Holocaust, She has been invited to share her expertise on the Holocaust across our state and our nation. She has been a highly visible advocate for the teaching profession and the state of North Carolina this year. And I'm so grateful for all of the work she has done. Kim, you are not only elegant, eloquent, and well-spoken, you are also one of the smartest people I know. You walk into a room with a charismatic presence and leave a sincere and meaningful impact on everyone you encounter. You've been an incredible representative for North Carolina, and I am grateful for your time and talent serving as the 2023 North Carolina Teacher of the Year. And finally, it's time for the announcement that we are all here for. This year's North Carolina Teacher of the Year believes in making learning relevant and engaging for students. Well, that could be anybody. This teacher fosters on an inclusive environment where every student feels valued and capable. Elizabeth, this could be anybody. Goodness gracious. This teacher structures their lessons to empower students to think critically, collaborate, and take ownership of their learning. Our next North Carolina Teacher of the Year's platform emphasizes the transformative power of education, rooted in fostering relationships, promoting equity, and encouraging collaboration among all stakeholders. Please join me in congratulating for the first time ever the 2024 Burroughs Wellcome Fund Teacher of the Year, Heather Smith.
Just this. I'm deeply humbled and profoundly grateful to stand before you today as the 2024 Burroughs Wellcome Fund North Carolina Teacher of the Year. This moment is not something that I could have possibly imagined or accomplished on my own. I want to thank those who have been with me along this journey and who have shaped me into the person and educator that I am. I would like to start by giving glory where glory is due, and that is to God. I would not be where I am today with the grace, mercy, and unwavering love of God. My faith has sustained me, and I'm so thankful for the spiritual gift of teaching and the ability to serve others. To my husband, Ethan, you are the rock of our family. You are my best friend, and you are the best father to our children. You make me a better person each day. We joke about this all the time, but my husband is also a teacher at the same school. And he's an excellent one at that. And I'm so fortunate to be able to go through this career with the one I love, knowing that he understands and has a common goal. But most importantly, thank you for being a teacher with the mantra of we do what we do because it's what's best for kids. To my children who are watching, Peyton and Blakely, I love you, and whether you realize it or not, you make me a better educator, because I want to be an advocate and an example so that when you step foot in that North Carolina public school, you are surrounded by students who are kind and loving, and also surrounded by teachers that show you that they care, being an influence in your life, motivating you to be the best version of yourself, and striving to give you every opportunity to see the relevance of what you are learning in their classrooms. To my parents and my sister, thank you for being here today. No matter the physical distance between us, you always show up. You have always been my biggest fans, giving me the space to go after my dreams and loving me through the entire process. To my in-laws, Larry and Sandra, my sister-in-law, Jenny, and my husband's entire family, thank you for supporting me. I will never forget how you all showed up on my regional announcement day, and you have welcomed me in, and most importantly, you have shown me love. To our sponsors, I want to extend my sincerest gratitude to you. Burroughs Wellcome Fund, Equitable Advisors, Carolina Hunger Initiative, the Digital Learning Initiative, Bojangles, Lenovo, Go Global NC, and NC State Athletics. That's a slogan there. Remarkably, we have sponsors that provide funding to uplift this program, not just because they want to contribute, but because they are truly emotionally invested in the well-being of the over 90,000 teachers and the 1.5 million students of North Carolina. You are not just our sponsors. You are our partners and our family. You are graciously opening doors that we have all been able to walk through, allowing us to see the opportunities we have to learn and share the life-changing power of public education. To my superintendent, Dr. Trevor Putnam, and Assistant Superintendent Graham Haynes, thank you for being here today. I also want to thank my Associate Superintendent, Jill Barker, my Principal, Maggie King, and all of Haywood County Schools for investing in me and fully trusting that what I'm doing in my classroom matters and allowing me to represent our wonderful school system. To the community of Waynesville, my wonderful school community, and my 8th grade hall teammates, thank you. Thank you for being a place that I can call home, a place where I can strive to be the best that I can be each day, and thank you for supporting me and allowing me to learn from you as I grow in my craft. I must also extend my deepest appreciation to my students, past and present. We as teachers cannot do what we do without you. You are the reason why the doors are open, allowing us to wake up every morning with a renewed sense of purpose and passion for teaching. Your curiosity, resiliency, and boundless potential inspire me to strive for excellence every day. It is a privilege to walk alongside you and on your journey of discovery, growth, and empowerment. Thank you for allowing me to love you. Looking at this beautiful ceremony today and the opportunity to be recognized, I would like to thank Elizabeth Santamore for putting on this event. Our team has been so fortunate to have someone like you. You have a passion and a love for celebrating and uplifting educators. You have gone through this journey yourself, and you know the importance of what this means. You are the perfect person for this job because of your heart and dedication to public education and the well-being of its educators and students. To Leah Carper and Kimberly Jones, thank you for leading by example and being the best representatives that North Carolina can ask for. You exemplify heart, passion, and a love for public education. You are a reminder that we work for children. You are the model of what being an exceptional educator is all about. You have very huge shoes to fill, and I can only attempt to fill them, and I cannot wait to work with you and continue our legacy of excellence. If I've done my research correctly, it has been 30 years since someone from the Western region of North Carolina has won North Carolina Teacher of the Year. And I'm so thankful that now people know that North Carolina does not end after you reach Asheville. Some of the most remarkable students and educators are a part of Western North Carolina, like the beginning teacher of the year, Abby Bentley from Haywood County. I'm so humbled to be one small piece. I would not be here today without Western region educators laying the foundation and being a voice for change like Dr. Jeremy Gibbs, Julie Pittman, Ryan Mitchell, and Rachel Ray, just to name a few. Thank you for being supportive of me. Through my educational journey, I've learned many things, but the things that my students have taught me are the things that I hold most important in my heart. My students have taught me that humor must be something in your class that your classroom is built on. If you cannot genuinely laugh, are you really having fun and enjoying the moment? They have taught me that grace is something that needs to be given in order to be received. They have taught me that love is not blind and that everyone deserves to be loved. They have taught me that being a part of their life and supporting them outside of the classroom at plays, concerts, or sporting events will allow them to show up for you in your classroom. They have taught me that everyone is a math student, and everyone can be taught and can learn something new. They have taught me that our circumstances do not define our outcomes. That is why I believe it is my job as an educator and my hope for all educators to show students the relevance of what is happening in our classrooms and connect it to their life outside of the classroom, allowing students to learn the skills to be successful and kind human beings that can thrive in the world around them. With all that being said, last but certainly not least, I would like to thank my amazing 2024 North Carolina Regional Teachers of the Year. I just spoke about what students have taught me, and when you look at this cohort, we are a living example of what we want our students to learn from us. We want to show students that teachers like Jennifer Blake and Nardi Roughton are laying the foundation at the elementary school level and instilling a love for learning at an early age, providing students the curiosity to try new things. We want to show students that teachers like Rachel Brackney and Sarah Lefebvre are providing support and math education that will go beyond the four walls, giving them an identity of perseverance and the will to overcome any obstacle. We want to show students that teachers like Lee Haywood and Anita Rubino-Thomas are allowing students to find their creativity through the arts and giving students a way to express themselves because words sometimes just don't cut it. We want to show students that teachers like Will Mars in his drafting classroom are providing innovative ways to create things and make things better, using the resources in their backyard and providing the students the opportunity to see that career technical education is the way of the future. We want to show students that teachers like Eric Mortensen want to make better humans by teaching communication and adaptability skills, providing students the opportunity to work directly with their community, teaching them the life skills needed for the workforce, and allowing students to see the possibilities are endless in the field of auto tech. We want to show the students of North Carolina that no matter the background, no matter the subject area, no matter the curriculum they learn, we are here to support them on their journey, and our job is so much more than what is going on inside of our classroom, and that we are here to help prepare them for the future, providing them multiple avenues, opening their eyes to the opportunities that they never knew they had. With that being said, this journey is not mine, but it is ours. And look out, because I know this 2024 team is going to make a difference in the lives of the teachers and students of North Carolina. At this time, I would like the entire 2024 North Carolina Regional team to come up and join me on stage.
All right, now I'm going to try not to cry. What an incredible event and celebration. Congratulations again to all of our finalists. We eagerly anticipate supporting you throughout the year representing North Carolina teachers. It has been a privilege to host and organize this year's North Carolina Teacher of the Year ceremony, made possible by the dedication of so many individuals. A special thank you to the families and support systems of our finalists. The journey for the 2024 cohort is just beginning, and they truly will need all of you. A big thanks to the communications and graphics teams, the Office of Charter Schools, Child Nutrition, and DPI leadership for their invaluable contributions to the success of this event. Sponsors, please join us outside on the terrace for post-event pictures. Guests, enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and thank you for attending this event.